Okay. So I'd like to welcome tonight Shaun Glossop on our day 7 of Feast for the Soul. Shaun's a meditation and mindfulness teacher. He's co-founder and director of the Nottingham Mindfulness Group. And it's a very, very popular group and successful meditation community in the centre of England. Shaun's practiced meditation personally for over 25 years, and he's taught meditation and mindfulness to people and professionals for the last, well, probably about 10,000 people, Shaun, I think was the last count. Shaun's a mindfulness-based cognitive therapy teacher, which often goes under the MBCT. And he teaches many different traditions, such as tantric yoga, Jewish Christian meditation, a whole range of different secular approaches. I've known Shaun personally for a number of years. I've been a guest speaker in his groups. So it's an absolute delight that I share the stage here now with Shaun, and I pass over to you, Shaun, so that you can lead tonight's meditation, and then we'll move into conversation afterwards. So I will just spotlight you. Just one moment. In and spotlight. Thank you. Over to you. Okay, got it.
There we go. Carrying a message from my screen. Sue, thank you for that introduction. That's very, very kind of you. Some very warm words there. So thank you very much. And a very warm hello to everybody who is joining the feast this evening. I'm thrilled and excited to be able to be with you this evening. I'm very much looking forward to sharing a period of meditation with you. As Sue has explained, I've got a very long personal engagement with various different forms of meditation, longer than I care to admit these days. It's probably coming up for the best part of 40 years, I should think. And although over that period I've been involved and have been trained in a number of different meditation traditions and techniques, I have a particular fondness for mindfulness meditation, because that was it was the first meditation tradition that I was able to successfully engage with. I had tried engaging with some other meditation traditions and had struggled profoundly being able to do it. And for me, my personal breakthrough came as a result of mindfulness, which I was introduced to by my first and longest personal meditation teacher and coach, who I still hold with great affection. And yeah, for me, that was the real breakthrough. And although I've had experience and training in a number of different traditions over the last 40 or so years, makes me cringe a little thinking it's been that long, but over the last 40 years or so, mindfulness has been with me all the way through, and it's very much the foundation and the bedrock of my own personal practice. And it's also become my profession. As Sue was saying, I now work professionally, and it's the principal form of meditation teaching that I do as an MBCT coach, so mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, which is the modern secularized form of mindfulness that here in the UK is approved as a medical therapy to help support people with their personal well-being, and particularly their emotional and mental well-being. And MBCT itself, which is a particular discipline, a particularly structured form of secular mindfulness, has a phenomenal success rate in terms of helping people to dial down anxiety, depression, stress, a tendency perhaps to overthink or get too ensnared in negative thought loops. And yeah, I've spent the best part of the last 10 years now working in that field, actively working with a diverse cross-section of people to help support their well-being and their own mental health. And it's been a pleasure and a very rewarding opportunity to do that. And I work with all sorts of people. Most of the people I work with, I suppose, are people who have issues with anxiety and depression, but I also work with cancer patients, supporting their mental and emotional well-being through the course of their treatment and afterwards, as they're trying to get back into the swim of normal life. And I also work fairly regularly with people in my own local area, again, this is professionally, who are in recovery from drug and alcohol addiction. And MBCT proves to be a very powerful tool to help people support their recovery in those fields. And it's yeah, it's a great pleasure to be able to support people in that way. And the meditation I would like to share with everybody this evening actually comes from the MBCT kind of stable of approaches. And what I've chosen to share tonight is a meditation that focuses principally on cultivating a degree of self-acceptance, as is the case in most traditions of mindfulness. Within MBCT and the modern secularized approach, our ability to accept situations and accept the world as it is and on its own terms, rather than finding ourselves in a situation where we're kind of living at war with our own lives because we're constantly in a place of dissatisfaction with our own life conditions. Just as mindfulness seeks to move us into a place where we learn to open towards and embrace life as it is, so the mindfulness tradition seeks also to encourage us to open towards ourselves and to accept ourselves just as we are, and actually to learn to love ourselves, not just like ourselves, but love ourselves, warts and all, completely as we are, with all our idiosyncrasies, eccentricities, positive traits, and perhaps some trickier and more difficult aspects to ourselves, which we all have, and embracing that whole messy parcel that is us and our lives, with love and with affection and with care, is a central part of the work that I do and the teaching that I do. And that's what I'm hoping to be able to share with all you guys this evening. I hope that's what everybody is more or less expecting, and that hasn't come as a rude awakening to anybody. Pamela, were you wanting to ask a question? Yeah, I'm not sure we can turn your microphone on, so you might want to type it into chat in that case, but I'll certainly happily try to deal with it for you. Let's see if I may. There we go. Let's see if I can do it for you very quickly. Oh, I might be able to do it for you. There we go.
Hi.
Hi.
I just want to know, do you teach this every Sunday?
I don't normally teach on Sundays. Actually, Sundays is usually a rarity of a thing for me, a day off in the week. But yeah, I teach. A lot of the teaching I do is face-to-face, and that is local to where I am here in Nottingham, which is where I live and where Sue also happens to live. But most Thursday nights, I am leading. I lead an online session that obviously is available to anybody who would be interested. It's principally people from the UK who tend to participate, and UK time, it is 7 o'clock in the evening. So wherever you happen to be, it would be at this time slot, but on a Thursday evening. But yeah. Does that answer your question? Okay, Pamela. Yeah, you might need just to unmute again.
I don't know why that keeps doing that.
I'm sorry, we mute everybody when they enter because all questions need to wait till after the session. Thank you.
Okay, Pamela. So we'll pick up our little conversation as we come towards the end of the session. Is that okay? So I look forward to finishing that conversation with you then. But thank you for your question. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to invite us to join together now in a period of mindfulness meditation that, as I say, is structured in a way that will helpfully help us to cultivate acceptance, including a greater degree of personal acceptance. So if I can invite everybody to move into your preferred posture for around about 20 minutes or so of meditation. And this will work best if you can get yourself into a really comfortable position. You can lay down for this. It's equally fine to be in an upright sitting position if that would be your preference. But just taking a moment or two now to move into the most comfortable position that's available to you right now. Maybe even giving yourself a few moments just to shuffle about a bit if needs be, maybe to wriggle a little bit, just to do whatever will help you just relax into the posture and the position that you've chosen. Many people find it quite helpful just to drop the shoulders a little bit. So just letting the shoulders fall away from the neck. If you're a little bit more extrovert, you might even want to roll the shoulders once or twice or 2 or 3 times. Just loosens things up a little bit. And as we tend to carry quite a lot of our stress and tension around in the shoulders, that can actually be helpful a little bit. But just freeing things up there and then allowing the shoulders just to fall away from the neck. But otherwise allowing your arms to rest comfortably and easily at your sides. Maybe even just feeling the weight of your arms at your sides. Some people find that quite a comforting sensation. And just resting your hands in whatever position feels most right and most comfortable for you. In modern secular mindfulness, there's no correct position to have the hands in. You can just rest the hands wherever feels most comfortable for you. And you might even want to try just softening and relaxing the hands a little bit, perhaps by just flexing the fingers 2 or 3 times, and then just allowing the hands to soften and relax. Just letting the hands rest in whatever position is comfortable for you. And I suspect most people are already there. But I'm now going to invite you, if it's comfortable for you, to close your eyes. And that is simply because most people tend to find it easiest to meditate with the eyes closed. But if it would be more comfortable for you to keep the eyes open, please feel free to do that. There's nothing magic about closing the eyes, and it is perfectly possible to meditate with the eyes open. Does help a little bit in that case, though, just to soften the gaze a little bit. And that can be fairly easily achieved either by just half closing the eyes, which will unfocus your vision just a little bit, or alternatively by resting your gaze on one spot, maybe a position on the wall on the opposite side of the room, or perhaps on the floor a few feet in front of you. But just looking at that one position, more as though you're looking through the surface you're looking at rather than at the surface. And that's a little trick that will just soften and relax your gaze. And now, as we continue to settle, ready for this meditation, I just invite you to take just a few moments of time and to simply allow yourself to stop, allowing the body to continue to settle into stillness, and just allowing yourself to rest. In this moment, right here and now, we're all in a relatively unusual situation in that in this moment, you're free. Right now, nobody wants anything from you. Nobody needs anything from you. There's nothing specific you need to do right now. And what's more, in this moment, there's no need to try and make anything be different. So you truly can just let go and relax and just allow yourself to settle into this moment. Just letting everything be just as it is while you just rest. And perhaps using these first few moments of stillness as an opportunity to let go just a little bit more deeply. Perhaps letting go of the day so far, or the year so far, just gently releasing whatever that time has contained for you. Just gently setting all of that aside, just for now, if you can. If you can't quite manage that, please don't worry, it is not a problem. But just gently setting everything else aside just for now, if you can. Perhaps reminding yourself that you can always come back to it later on and deal with it later. And then just gently setting it aside for now, if you can. And also, if you can, just letting go of anything that's preoccupying your mind today. Again, just gently setting that aside for now, if you're able to. Absolutely no problem if you can't. And just letting yourself rest into this moment. And now, very gently, gathering your awareness, your attention, and just refocusing on noticing your experience right now in this moment. And all that really means is just allowing yourself to notice what it is that your physical senses are noticing anyway, right now. A really good way to start with this is to just notice and feel the weight of your own body, and just noticing how the weight of your body is sinking down very gently into the chair or the sofa or the cushion or the bed. And perhaps allowing the weight of your body to sink down just a little bit more deeply into that surface. Perhaps allowing your body to soften and relax just a little bit more as you trust the surface beneath you to hold you and support you. And as you allow that surface to cradle you, just letting your body rest down into the support beneath you. And now noticing the flow of sensations in those parts of your body that are in contact with the sofa or the chair or the cushion or the bed. And just bringing that flow of sensations into the foreground of your awareness. These are the type of sensations that generally we wouldn't pay very much attention to. But just for now, just in this moment, just letting this flow of sensations fill your awareness. And see if you can allow yourself to be in direct contact with this stream of sensation, noticing and experiencing, perhaps. Now, this is a very fluid and dynamic stream of sensations, with new sensations constantly arising, whilst other sensations are constantly dissolving. And just letting this flow of sensations fill your awareness. And see if you can be in direct contact with the actual sensations themselves. So not settling for any idea that the mind might want to create about how these sensations probably feel. Instead, just immersing yourself in this dance of sensation and allowing yourself to fully experience the flow of sensations just as they are right now. And now, very gently letting go of those sensations and expanding your awareness throughout the whole of the body. And just noticing the other sensations that your body can feel right now. That might include the sensation of your feet resting against the floor or the cushion of the bed. And it will probably include the various different sensations of clothing, textiles in contact with the surface of your skin. And you might even be able to feel the incredibly subtle sensation of the air in contact with the surface of your skin. And see if you can just rest back and allow yourself to simply be the witness, the observer of this field of sensations that is your body at rest in this moment. Just resting back and watching the flow of sensations in this moment. And now, very gently expanding the scope of our awareness, just one small step further to also include sound and hearing, and just noticing the sounds that you can hear right now. For many people, the main sound may well be the stillness and silence of the space that you're in. And in that case, just listening to the silence. But for other people, there might be some sounds present. Perhaps the ticking of a clock, or sounds coming from elsewhere in the house or the flat or the building. Maybe you can hear some sounds from outside. Or perhaps you can hear some incredibly faint sounds far, far off in the distance. Just allowing yourself to be open to all of this soundscape that surrounds us in all directions. And just letting the different sounds wash through you, almost as though they're a physical sensation. And seeing if you can rest just a little bit more deeply into this mindful listening by letting go of the tendency to want to name or analyze or label each sound, and instead just allowing yourself to experience each sound, letting each sound be a ripple in the spaciousness of your awareness, and allowing yourself to savor and relish the different tones and textures and qualities of the sounds. And noticing how you don't have to do anything at all in order to experience these sounds or these bodily sensations. Because all of this constant play of sound and sensation, it all just arises spontaneously within the spaciousness of our awareness. So for the next few minutes of this period of meditation, there's absolutely nothing that you need to do. You truly can just let go and relax, allowing everything to be just as it is, just resting, just relaxing, and allowing everything to unfold in its own way. And now, as we continue to rest together in stillness, I just invite you to notice that you're breathing. Just noticing the gentle wave-like motion of the breath, and see if you can find the place where you can feel the gentle rhythm of your breathing most clearly and most distinctly, and just allowing your awareness to rest there, just resting into the rhythm of the breath, feeling the in-breath and feeling the out-breath, and just noticing the short pauses in between, rising with the in-breath and falling with the out-breath, just riding the breath. And each time you notice that the momentum of your mind has drawn your attention away, back into thinking or planning or daydreaming, then just noticing whereabouts the mind has taken you to, and then very gently but firmly letting go of the thoughts and escorting your awareness back to the breath. Just resting back into the rhythm of the breath. Feeling the in-breath and feeling the out-breath. And just allowing yourself to dissolve into the pauses in between. Just resting into the rhythm of the breath and allowing the wave-like motion of the breath to fill your awareness. Just allowing this moment to be just as it is, gently riding the rhythm of the breath, accepting this moment just as it is, and just for this moment, accepting yourself just as you are right now in this moment. Just relaxing back and riding the rhythm of the breath and allowing everything to be just as it is. Like a small boat riding the gentle waves of a calm ocean or lake, just rising with the in-breath and falling with the out-breath. Riding the rhythm of the breath and allowing everything to be just as it is. No need to change anything. No need to make anything be different. Just resting here and now, the rhythm of the breath. There is tremendous value in this. There is great healing in this. Just being open to the spaciousness of awareness and allowing everything to be just as it is. And in this moment right now, just accepting yourself just as you are at this moment as you rest into the gentle rhythm of breath. Allowing everything to be just as it is. And now, very gently letting go of the breath and expanding your awareness once again throughout the body. Feeling your feet resting against the floor or the cushion or the bed. feeling your legs, feeling your thighs in contact with the surface beneath you, feeling your fingers and your hands, feeling your arms, feeling your tummy and torso, feeling your chest, feeling your shoulders, your neck, your face and your head. And for one more moment, just being aware of the whole body, sitting or lying relaxed and gently breathing. And just allowing for one more moment now, everything to be just as it is. Accepting this moment just as it is. And now, for this moment, accepting yourself just as you are right now. And now, very gently and entirely at your own pace, there is no rush. Beginning to transition back out of the meditation. Perhaps beginning by just moving fingers and toes a little, and beginning to stretch and move the body just a bit. Perhaps stretching just a little bit more. And then when you feel ready, opening your eyes, but first of all, just noticing where you are. Just reconnecting with the room that you're in. Noticing the shapes, the decor, the patterns, the textures. And in your own time, as you feel ready, just reconnecting with the screen and with everybody else that's here and participating in this meditation today.